Okay, we're on.
Okay, we are recording. So welcome everybody to our Team Infinity Zoom. It is, what is this, February 16th, 2017. And we're just going to get together here tonight, chat a little bit, see what we can learn from each other, issue a new challenge, recognize people. So we have a new team member with us here tonight who's not yet been introduced, and she's Monica, but I don't see her now. Do you guys know where did Monica go?
Oh, Monica?
She was in and out. Yeah, she was here.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know if she was having, I don't know if she's having computer issues.
Yeah, she said her internet was very sketchy.
Spotty. Okay.
I live up in Oak Glen, which is at 5,000 feet, it's like mountains.
Okay. Well, I hope she's able to get back in. If not, we'll have the recording here. So she did tell us that she's in real estate and also in insurance, and that's what at first, I guess, attracted her to send out cards, but we didn't get to hear what her further goals in terms of building a business with send out cards. So do you want to fill us in, Woody, from what you know?
Yes, Monica and I have been friends for about 5 years, or longer than that. I was looking at Facebook, it said 5 years, but it's been like 7 or 8. And I worked with her husband, Mike, in a band for the last 7 years. And we've talked about, and she's watched me work with send out cards and making a residual income. So we started talking about that, first using it in the real estate and insurance and women's club. And then I explained to her about the business, and that really attracted her to it. So her goal would be to, from what I understand, help send out cards, build up her real estate business so she can leave the other things and just do real estate and send out cards. That's where she wants to go.
Cool. All right. Well, excellent job. You've been being very consistent here lately, Woody, bringing on new people and
thank you.
Yeah, and getting those bundles sold. So excellent. All right, so the challenge last week was to follow up with someone that you had sent a card to the week before and see what happened from that. So anybody do that and would like to share your result?
I can share a result.
Okay, Steve.
I sent a card to a company that I work with. They do lead capture pages. So I sent them a card and a 16-pack of brownies because their support team had just gone over and above to make me happy with my account. So, and their customer support, it reminds me a lot of send out cards, the way our customer support is. They're just top notch. So I just sent them a card and said, hey, thank you. I really appreciate you. And, be sure all the programmers get some brownies because I know they need the sugar or something funny like that. So to my surprise, I was going to actually follow up, and they followed up with me. They do a Facebook Live twice a week from their company headquarters. It's just a small company. There's 4 owners. And they opened the box and pulled my card out and showed my card on this Facebook Live and read what I had sent them. And it was just amazing to see how they appreciated that. It just blew them away, and it blew me away that they did that. So that's kind of my deal there. So I followed up with them on Facebook Messenger, and they're really interested in using that for their they use a lot of third party, I guess, contractors to do programming stuff. They want to use that to reach out and say thank you to them. So out of that came probably some business, but what really the message was just thank you. Send a card to just say thank you. I appreciate you. And it was really cool. It was kind of neat. So that was
that's a really in fact, that ties in with the challenge I had in my mind for this week, but not 100% clearly formulated. So you just really helped me with this because I know when I teach my workshops, for example, my Dialing for Dollars workshops, and I teach them how to write a testimonial, and then I ask for those. And I say, if you valued this training, I have an urgent request. If you could put it in writing in the next 48 hours, I would really appreciate it. And here's a little form for you to be able to do that with. And I get those testimonials, and I utilize those testimonials when I put a Facebook post up, or if I send an email campaign out or whatever, I utilize them. And so the fact that your client was able to use your card on Facebook Live was a validation of them and their service without them having to brag about themselves. It's like, wow, look at this cool. And so they're kind of giving you the kudos for doing it. But at the same time, they're saying, look how great we are. Clients love us, without having to say that. So that just got my wheels turning a whole lot. I mean, we do that, but the more we do that we appreciate other people for the service they're providing to make them feel good about what they're doing, they'll want to show it to other people, and your cards get out there.
Right.
So you made them feel really good about what they do. Wouldn't they like to make others feel really good about what they do as well? And
yeah, I think so.
It makes the world go round. So awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, anybody else?
I sent so many cards out, and I just kept following up that I didn't track it. I forgot to track it.
Okay, so you're just in the regular being a daily 4 card sender person. And
and then I put down call like in 5 days, and I'll start tracking. That's a good idea.
Okay. Oh, and you're gonna play us a song right now?
No, I'm running scales.
Okay.
Well, I sent out 323 Valentine's cards.
Oh!
Wow. And I have one right here. Woo! Hey, Sue.
I was bragging about my 74 last week.
I got yours right here.
Yeah.
I've got your Valentine.
Yay.
Feeling so much love. Yeah, so much love. Thank you.
And got lots and lots of responses from people, and people connecting in with me saying, hey, we need to chat, we haven't talked in a while, and that kind of thing. So it's nice when they follow up with me and I don't have to do anything else.
That's the way it's supposed to work. Yeah.
Hey, Tracy, Monica just jumped in.
Oh, Monica's back.
Yes, I got back. Sorry about that. I have really poor internet service right now.
Glad you made it back. Yeah, we were just talking about you. No. No, Woody was saying.
That's what happened.
He just told us how you've been friends for such a long time. He's excited to work with you, and that you see send out cards as being another set of kind of residual income as you use it for your other businesses as well. So that's awesome. Right. Perfect. And then we were sharing a challenge that we had last week 2 weeks ago, was to send a card every single day, which we all are supposed to be doing anyway, but it was just to make sure you're doing that. And then the next week was to follow up with someone that you'd sent a card to and how that went. And so Steve had a great example that he shared. You can watch the recording later. And Jean just got done sharing hers, which was she sent out 300 and what'd you say, 84?
323.
Yeah, 23. She's a whole lot of love sending out, and she does it every year. I have all of her Valentines collected. She sends the absolute best. I'm sorry, everybody, but she does. She sends the best Valentine cards, and it's kind of her thing. She's an artist, but started receiving a lot of phone calls back. Yeah, well, this is a really good Valentine too. Yes, I got that one too. Yes, from Sue. Love it. It's so hilarious. True that. So anyway, okay, I don't have as great of results to report, but I sent out a card to a prospect who wants to do the business. And we've had multiple conversations. He's a lead, so I don't know him, but I feel like I know him forever now because we've had so many texts and phone calls and everything. And he had his wife look at everything, and we were going to get together, get him started for the business. And his father is like going to probably pass away any day. And so he's focused and at the hospital and doing all that right now. So that was my follow-up, is that with him, that's okay. Just be sending him some more cards, and timing will happen when timing happens.
Yeah.
Tracy, you're here. You made it. Welcome.
I got a message from a young man named Steve that said, get on Zoom.
She had told us she couldn't make it, but when Steve speaks, she shows up. So we're just sharing. Did we do any follow-ups with the people that we sent cards to the week before, and what were the stories for that?
Cool.
Okay. Anybody else have a story they want to share?
I have an appointment tomorrow morning with somebody I sent a card to from the home show. And I had an appointment Monday with someone else from the home show, and I got an email from her today, and she wants to be an individual bundle.
Yay.
Yay. So it was a very good home show, even though the weather was terrible. Those of us who got there got lots of contacts.
Yeah. Fantastic. That's great. Getting out there. You're going all over the place these days. Fantastic. Okay. Anybody else?
I do have one quick thing. Michelle was texted me yesterday about a solar thing, and I don't want to send her this because it's kind of Levi's personal thing, but this is what they send out. This is
okay. Let's see. Hold it still for a sec, because then she can see it on the recording since she's not here. So the first part says, "Thank you for being and then valued customer," and it's got a picture of the solar facility, Solar Max. Okay.
And then it opens up, and there's his family.
Okay.
And then inside, I'll show you.
Wow.
It's a sales letter.
Mm-hmm.
And there it tells you how much money you'll make. And then
Wow, that's cool.
How much money you'll make, or how much money you'll save, or?
you can make up to $3,000 by referring 3 people.
Oh, that's the referral card.
Yeah. And then down here, you just snap a picture, fill it in, snap a picture, and text it to the rep.
What a brilliant idea.
Yep. My friend Chris Hansel got me involved in this. But anyway, so there you go, Michelle. That's what they're doing.
Do they have the branding on the back?
He bought the package and he never did it.
But he hasn't done it yet.
That's right. I'll fix
he
it
needs
up
some
next Monday.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a fantastic idea. You know, I thought about those 4-panel cards as having a tear off, but we don't need to mail it back. We can just
that's
take a
brilliant.
picture.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yep.
And I love that he put his family photo on.
Yes, that's what he felt too, because he wants to. People are doing that, and the guy who started this, Chris Hensel, and I'll get a video when he gets all his numbers together. He got $100,000 worth of bookings from these cards. So send out cards works. I mean, using this system really works.
So you said he sent like 250 cards and he got $100,000 worth of booking.
Yeah.
From people filling out that little referral.
Oh. I'll be back.
So the 100,000 of referrals, is that what they're projecting?
No,
those
their
customers,
projection was
actually sold it?
each guy probably spent about $500. Some more, some less. And if they get one house, right, whatever it's called, that pays for it. Because if they do an in-house referral from, if SolarMax gives them the lead, they owe SolarMax $500 to $750. So their $500, they're paid for. Everything else is profit after that first sale. So,
Wow.
and all of them are getting referrals, so it's really working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Woody, I've been sending your WhatsApp posts. I've been screenshotting them and sending them to this solar company that I've been talking to for since November.
Oh.
They're so dense. I don't know, I don't know how else to hit over the head with it. Like, you guys are such idiots. Just get your account. And they won't even respond. It's like, I don't know what else you can do with people sometimes.
Send them a card and tell them that story. Say, oh, I heard the best story. I wanted to share it with you.
Well, I sent them that story in text and screenshots of the WhatsApp post, so they have the story, but I'm sure that the marketing girl is not sharing it with anyone else.
You know what's happening? I'm really good at picking up patterns. And what I'm seeing, and Monica will attest to this because we talked about it, is in our neighborhood, which is Southern California, people are going towards relationship marketing. It's the big buzzword now. We've been doing it for how many years, right? And so now all of a sudden we're in the right spot at the right time. Monica and I were talking about this relationship marketing. Well, maybe it just hasn't reached your neck of the woods yet. Maybe they're still doing it.
Everything gets here 2 years later. Well, you know, people talk about relationship marketing and they think they're doing it, but they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Do you have the portal? The
Master Relationship Marketing Portal?
Yeah, I think mine expired, but yeah, I had it. I watched it.
I have presentations, man. If you want me to, I'll send you it. Just everybody raise their hand or just WhatsApp me or whatever it's called, and I'll send you the bullet points that I do, and then start going around to Rotary clubs. Like Monica introduced me to Rotary clubs. I got 2 more speaking engagements out of it.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah. So Monica turned me on to that, and you just go and do it and start spreading the word. And like you said, they may not know what they hear about it. They don't know what it is. You tell them, and then you become the authority.
So when you go to Rotary clubs, are you talking about relationship marketing in general or send out cards in specific?
No, relationship
in general.
marketing. And then I show them how cool it is to send a card, but I talk about the importance that we're all humans. Anyway, it goes on. I'll send you the bullet points.
So
right
basically, like our talk, Sue, like our relationship marketing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, you
sending
guys.
out cards is at the end, and it's part of like 3 or 4 things that you do.
So let's do this for our future Zooms coming up. Let's have everybody who's going out and doing these kinds of meetings outside the house, in front of groups like this, pick a Zoom night that you could do a presentation as if we are your, Steve's hiding.
Yes, Steve, you do great presentations.
As if we're your audience. We're your audience. And so you're at a Rotary meeting. You are at a real estate office. Wherever you want to pick is your audience. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. So let's do that. Caution.
Well, and there's something that Steve and I talked about that I haven't done yet, but he has. You can give a whole talk from your smartphone because he said that now if you have an iPhone, you can put pictures and videos in the notes section. So you actually can do a note file and then put your pictures and videos in the note file in the order you want to present them, and then just plug your phone into the projector and present them.
Wow.
So Steve was telling me about that. That's on my agenda to put together a realtor talk on my phone. So
hey Steve, is it this one, the little notepad thing?
Yeah.
Wow. I put stuff on my notepad all the time, but I didn't know it could do all that fancy stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. We were just talking about that the other day, so I'm going to try that.
The version 10, when they upgraded iOS 10, the notepad got upgraded too, and you can actually add pictures in the notepad. So, you used to just be text. Now you can do text and insert pictures. So you can just
for a long time.
Yeah, and you can just put your presentation in there, because all I use now is my iPhone. I plug it into the projector, pop my little story picture up on the screen, and just scroll through my phone, and it shows up on the projector the slides that I want to show. So that's my slideshow, I guess you can say.
Very cool.
I want to do that.
Hey, and Steve, if you can remember to screenshot me those things we talked about, I would love that. Or to send me your screenshot.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Well, maybe you could do that presentation for us, Steve, on a Zoom.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Pay $5.
$5 each. Okay. I pitch in.
No.
Send you some brownies. I'll send you an American Express card.
Ooh,
No.
I
Okay.
like that.
Anyway, why don't we convene on WhatsApp, and everybody pick a Thursday that you will volunteer to show your presentation. Whoever's willing to do that. We won't twist anybody's arm.
I'm willing to do it because
Yes, because I want to see it.
Well, here's why I'm willing to do it, because one of the things that I did 3 years ago maybe, I decided that anytime anybody asks me to show send out cards, I say yes. And I don't care if that's one person, a Zoom call, or a room of 50 people. And what that does is, the magic happens outside your comfort zone. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable, all these eyeballs looking at me, but that's what we do.
We're your family, Steve. Why would you be uncomfortable with us?
Well, because you guys know the products, you know the presentation, you know that if I slip up, you're going to say, oh, he slipped up.
Yeah, but we're professionals, and we know that if the person who's presenting says something that's not 100% right, that we totally agree with them because they're the one who's presenting.
But what's good too is it's good feedback. It's a good learning experience.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And there was a conversation the other day. I'll be really super quick, 30 seconds. There was a conversation the other day. Lady said, well, I wish I could do what you're doing. I said, you can. And she says, well, I don't know where to start. How do I go and get in front of a room of 50? I said, you got to get in the mirror first. You got to give your presentation to yourself first. And as weird as that sounds, stand in front of the mirror and get comfortable with you looking back at yourself. And then start videoing yourself. And then just keep going there. And then you get comfortable and you get it down and it flows. And then you have to get past the people in the room sitting there like this. You don't look at them. You look at the people who are going,
Yeah.
But and that's what I told her. You have to get comfortable presenting to the mirror. And as funny as that sounds, I did it over and over and over and over. And I started out reading a paper. Then I had it. Then I just kept moving on. So
That's great advice. And, also the best way to learn something is to teach somebody else. So if you're teaching us, it's like you said, it's going to help you to even hone your presentation more. When I first started in network marketing, all of my presentations were home parties. And so I was in ladies' homes doing skincare classes. And just to your point about the people that sit like this or the people that are, out there, it was always the ones who sat in the back of the room like this the whole time and couldn't get a single expression out of them, would buy the whole thing and book a party. And the one that was in the front going like this, at the end she'd go, no, I'm not really, I don't have any money or I'm not interested. And so I was like, wow, I started to really like the ones that sat back like this.
Yeah.
They were usually the ones that were just soaking it in and they weren't going to show their emotions and they were paying attention. Maybe they were like what I call the urchins, the one who are collecting all the data. And
That'd be me. I'm an urchin.
No, but
And once they sell themselves, they're sold for life. Yeah, they're very loyal.
And the funny story on that is I presented to that realtor group for like 3 years on and off, 4, 5, 6 times. And then the same guy, great big man, big hands, big hair, big guy. Every time I would do my presentation, he'd scowl at me and very uncomfortable. He was on my chicken list. I would not approach him. And like the 6th time, he was really eyeballing me. I mean, he was just staring a hole through me. And at the end of the presentation, I sat down and the meeting was over. He came up to me, flipped his business card out, said, I want to have lunch with you so I can really understand this. He signed up for the holiday bundle and has been like my best friend now. He calls me and says, how do I do this? How do I do that? Help me do this. Help me do that. And he is the one that actually turned me on to all the realtors now that have, I've enrolled like 7 or something this year, 11, whatever it is. All those came from him as a referral. So I just kept doing them, and I learned to not look at him. And I told him that story. He laughed. He said, well, that's not how I feel. I said, yeah, but go look at yourself in the mirror. You're doing like that. It scared me to death.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, good stuff.
So, Steve, when you do your realtor presentation, I have one coming up and they're giving me 15 minutes. How long does your presentation take?
You can do it in 15 minutes, but you got to hustle.
Okay.
Tell a abbreviated story, show the app real quick, and show them how to get started. And I just show them one thing. The marketing bundle has everything you need to be successful. There's where you start. See me after the meeting.
Okay.
And you can do it in 15 minutes, but you can't let nobody stop you. You got to run the show.
Yeah.
When you say the marketing bundle has everything that you need, do you go through those items?
If I've got 15 minutes to do the presentation, I don't. I do 5 for my story, 5 for the show the app, and 5 to say the marketing bundle has everything you need as a small business owner or realtor to be successful in marketing your business. get with me afterwards and I'll show you everything that it has.
So can you do that 15-minute presentation for us next week?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's a good one. I can do that. Yeah, because I've had to do it before. Actually, I had one tell me you have 10 minutes. I said, "Oh, okay." I knew it was going to take.
Uh-oh. He's frozen.
We froze.
Frozen Steve.
You're frozen. He can't see us either, probably, if he's frozen. Okay. All right. Well, we are about at our time here. We've got 3 minutes, so maybe you guys can help me hone this challenge for the week, because I came with the thought of something about getting referrals. And I was thinking, what's the best way to get a referral?
Pay him.
You're back. We lost you there for a minute.
Okay, sorry.
Thanks, Steve. Okay, so 15 minutes next week. We pretend like we're a group of realtors.
I can't do next week. Sorry. I'm going to be out of town. Forgot.
Okay, so let me see. I don't have my calendar. What's the week after that?
2nd.
The 2nd?
March 2nd. I should be good.
Oh,
on that.
I can do that. Okay, because I have the following Thursday. I can't be here. I want to be here. Okay, so not this week, then next week. Is that razzle dazzle?
I'll put it on my calendar.
Okay, thank you.
That's
Right.
the night before Sue and I leave for our vacation.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Your senior manager's vacation.
that's right.
Cool. All right. And meanwhile, if anybody else wants to take next week, just speak up. Okay, so I was thinking about the challenge, and the word that came into my mind was referrals. Of course, we're a great referral system, but it was like, okay, let's get referrals this week. So the best way to get a referral is?
To ask.
Ask.
To give one.
Okay, who said that?
Go, Woody.
Was that Sharon?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yeah. The best way to get a referral is to give one. And
Give
she
one. Yeah.
has been in BNI for many years now. In fact, she's getting ready to do her 10-minute presentation in BNI. So how can we utilize cards to give a referral? So what if you were to think of someone that you care about who could you benefit from the service of somebody else that you have experienced, and you sent them a card to let them know?
I like that.
Can you say that again?
Okay, so let's say you can tell that I just love my hairdresser, and let's say that I thought about my girlfriend who's been complaining about her hair. This is a bad example because my hair looks terrible, and so I thought I would send my friend a card and say, hey, you know what? I just went to a new hairdresser. I love her shop. It's so comfortable and cozy, and she uses non-toxic hair color, and I know that that's important to you, and you should go check her out. And I have a picture of the hair salon in there or whatever. That's just off the top of my head. No pun intended. So now let's think this through, because what about the person that you gave the referral to? How are they going to know you did that, or do they need to know?
Oh, they need to know.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you get them to know?
Send them a card as well. Say, I'm sending you my friend so-and-so.
Take
Blah, blah,
good
blah.
care of her. Yeah.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, maybe you could do that. Take extra good care of her. I don't know. I heard somebody present this idea at a Send Out Cards presentation about sending referrals by sending a card. And I've been racking my brain trying to figure out how the thing's connected. So I was wondering if you guys could help me figure that out and we can make that work.
I can definitely see using a card to thank someone who gave you a referral.
But to give a referral.
Yeah.
The problem I have is it's going to take probably 5 to 7 days for them to get the card. And the person who is that you're referring may want to talk to them before then.
Oh, okay.
You know, especially if it's a handyman type thing.
Well, I wasn't thinking that they've asked you for the referral. I'm just asking that you're kind of randomly connecting people.
Okay. You're just being a connector.
Yep.
So
You
the way I
would
do
have
it, go ahead.
Everybody's wheels are turning now. go
I was
ahead.
going to say you would have to send 2 cards, one to the person that you want to go to the person and one to the person that's going to do the business.
So I think this is how you could do it. Okay, so you send the card to the person or persons that you want to refer to them, and then you send the card to the business and you say, you know what, I've enjoyed your service so much. It's not that often or whatever, you know, I don't give referrals lightly because that's my reputation. And I've sent some cards out to several of my friends or colleagues or whatever. And here are their names, and you know, you'll probably be hearing from them.
That could backfire if none of your friends decide to use her.
I know, I was thinking that at the same time.
Well, so the way I do it, and the card thing is a great idea. I, for some reason, didn't think of that. But a lot of times, just if I refer somebody, so like I had a guy come in the other day, said, my computer's dead. Do you work on computers? I'm like, no, I got a guy that works on my computers. His name is Dusty. I'll call him right now and tell him you're going to be calling him. So that's kind of what you're saying to do with a card, is let them know. So it's the same thing as pick up the phone and say, hey, Dusty, John's going to call you here in a minute. He's got a computer that needs fixed. Take care of him. He's my guy. You're my guy. You're both my guys, you know. So you're doing it with a card rather than a phone call. So that's fine.
Yeah, it's not going to backfire. I mean, it's still a choice of the person, and it's a referral. So.
And I do it on Facebook all the time. I'll give a shout out to like you made me think of it, Scott, who fixes my computers. And I'll just put it up on Facebook on these groups that he hangs out in. I'll say, oh my gosh, you guys, if you have any computer issues, you got to have Scott come over. And but if I sent that out to some friends, you know, with a card, and then I also sent Scott a card and said, hey, Scott, you do such a great job. I appreciate you so much. I've sent out some cards to let people know to utilize your services.
What about this?
Yeah,
Okay, so let's say you send the first card to say, I want you to use my hair girl or computer guy. Mm-hmm. And then you send the hair girl a list of the 3 people that you told, and you put their phone number and say, hey, would you reach out to them and just let them know that when your next appointment is. If you don't hear from them, will you give them a call? Here's their number. You do that. I mean, how cool would that be if you sent a card in the mail that says, you know, hey, go use my hairdresser. Then all of a sudden the hairdresser calls and says, hey, you know, I take care of Tracy. She says you're a good person. Here's my next appointment, and I'm going to knock 5% off or 10% off because you're a referral. Something.
That's almost a privacy issue unless Tracy gets permission from the friends to give it to her, though.
I give people's numbers out all the time. I don't care. I'm sure they don't like it, but that's all right. But you're right.
That crossed my mind. I guess you have to kind of be selective about who you're doing that with.
Yeah.
Would mind or not. So these are great ideas. So what do we
good.
want to make our challenge out of this?
I'm going to think about that.
And it doesn't have to be this. It could be something else. It could be even just that you focus this week on giving people referrals.
That's a good challenge.
However you do it.
I like the card idea because it gets our cards out there.
Yeah.
This is kind of along the same lines, but I don't know if Sue and I were the only 2 that were at the Master Relationship Marketing training in Salt Lake. Were we the only 2 there? Tracy, did you go? No.
Relationship marketing training in Salt Lake?
Yeah, I think you did go to that in February of what year that was?
Oh, no, I thought you were meaning like right before convention.
No. I think Sue and I are the only 2 here in the group that went to that.
Okay.
But Sue, remember the hairdresser guy?
Yeah, he was amazing.
He was an amazing connector, and he kind of trained on this a little bit, and he talked about cross-promoting. And one of the things he said was that he offers his salon to groups, you know, like different network marketing, like it might be like Boost Plus or something. And so he had a lot of really cool ways that people could cross promote. And one thing I was just thinking of just now was, you know, Darby refers business to people all day, every day. Somebody will come in you know, and they need new tires. And so he gives them the name of our tire guy, or they need a new windshield and he gives them the name of our windshield guy, or our secretary needed a new hot water. He literally called our plumber and said, you know, here's the address. I want you to go. So a thing you could do with another business is you could say, I'd really like to let 10 of my friends know about your service. Would it, you know, and let this business owner know and say, would it be okay if I sent a card to these 10 friends telling them about your business, giving them your information, and, you know, would you be willing to give them a special offer so that they would try out your service for the first time? So
That's brilliant, Tracy.
That is. And to go back to the
brilliant is the word.
Yeah, the hairdresser guy. So what the hairdresser guy, he used the example of Juice Plus because he had a party. So he would volunteer to send all the invitations. And then he had whoever was doing the party at his salon, then he had all their contacts. And then he would promote his salon to those contacts by sending them a thank you card for attending the party that the other person gave. And it just went on from there. This guy was a brilliant.
Yeah, he offered them coupons to his salon. Peter Anthony was his name.
Yeah, and his haircuts were over $100 too. So like,
yeah,
high end Las
Vegas. Yeah, I think Steve flies in there to get his hair done.
That doesn't surprise me.
I need to.
Yeah. My private jet takes me and gets my $250
That's
cut.
right. That's right, brother.
$5, man.
Do you guys remember?
$5.
Do you guys remember that he sent a big card to all of his customers?
Every birthday, yes.
Yes, and he was very creative with his cards.
Yeah.
And he also got on Cody's case for not sending big cards. He says, Cody, you're the owner. Why aren't you sending big cards to your people?
Yeah.
I've gotten big cards from Cody. So maybe it was after that.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so how do we hone this down then? What are we going to take for the challenge this week? Find a business that you love.
Yeah, I say
contact them and ask them if you can send them some referrals.
Yep.
And they're going to go, yeah. Okay, great. I'm going to send them all a card to refer your business. Do you have something juicy I can offer?
And by the way, can you email me a JPEG of your logo?
Yeah, right, for the card. You need that.
Yeah.
And maybe a photo of you and your family.
Or yeah.
Here's
my
friend Steve. You need a great electrician. Here's my buddy Steve and his family. He'd love to come out and take a look at your
service call is going to kill you, though.
Yeah, and it's serious mileage going on.
Yeah, speaking of service calls, I just got a bill for $90 because my fireplace didn't work. And the guy came out and plugged it in.
That's a true story.
My parents once, it was their heater inside the cupboard, right? And it was like, because it was a holiday. I was like,
oh, jeez.
My parents were glad that heat was working anyway. Okay, so that's Jean, you changed.
Sharp.
Yeah. Say minimum of
10, but
because you can make it as a campaign, and then you don't have to.
Yeah.
Wow, I live. Well, no, I'm going to think about that again. You also kind of maybe, you kind of want to think if this is the person, you also want their business. So you want them to like fall in love with your card too, right?
Right.
Have an ulterior motive here at all? So, got that thinking? Because, no, thank you, Woody.
Who could be possible clients too. I mean,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
I
Okay, yeah.
look at it like,
So maybe just be a little bit strategic. Everybody think about that a little bit.
yeah, definitely be strategic.
Make it
Just go to voicemail.
I will.
Unless they're scheduled calls, yeah. And then call back.
Change.
Okay, 10 referrals, 10 cards. Okay, got it. That's a big one.
okay.
All right, everybody. So Jean's got the make it an awesome week. Anybody have any? And I'll just leave us with this.
I have,
What is that? Probably is prospect. David Whitmer. Anyway, sorry, it's gonna ring twice more maybe. From Bob Proctor, and it's about having a goal.
wait, Tracy, before you do that, can I say one thing?
Of course.
Because you're wrapping up. I was at the properties in Vegas last weekend, and Jordan said that he now includes in all his presentations the Flurry card site, and he tries to show, well, he does show at least one news clip from the Flurry card in his presentations, and he's having really good success with it. It's really, really positive feedback
that's a
from
good
everybody
idea.
he shows it to. Okay, so I'm done. The Flurry card, there's a news spot where you can, it says news or something, and you click videos, a video will come up of all the previous cards that have been sent.
Is that cardflurry.com?
Yeah.
Cardflurry.com. That was going to be my other, if you guys didn't like the referral one, my other challenge was to make sure that you do the card flurry.
Yeah.
So anyway, do that anyway. It makes
But he's included in all of his presentations now.
yeah, well, that's a big deal.
Sorry, guys, I don't know how good the quality of this recording is going to be. My internet, it keeps saying it's unstable, and you guys have been frozen for the last 10 minutes. So I don't know if any of this is going to show on the recording, so I apologize.
Oh, that's okay, Jean.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Glad I was here.
Yeah, just goes to show if you snooze, you lose. You got to
Yeah.
be here.
Okay, so card flurry.com. Anyway, so yes, Bob Proctor. So this is about your vision, you know, and a lot of times we do. I know I do. Most people do probably get really hung up on the how-tos a lot, and that can really stifle people from taking a step forward. Is that they're so wanting to know how to do. I mean, here we are going to do sample presentations, but that doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. Wrong way to do it. It's just a way to do it, and a lot of times we hold ourselves back because we want to do everything so right and so perfect all the time. And so I loved this that Sharon shared today from Bob Proctor, because it's really about being more focused on the goal, the vision. You know, it's when we take our eye off the goal that we become overwhelmed, because then we start seeing all the little pieces, you know, out there. And if we can stay just laser focused on the goal, then we'll be moving toward the goal rather than being distracted by all the little pieces. So here's what Bob Proctor said. I love the way this came out. He said, how it is going to happen. You only have to know that it is going to happen. Your vision is how you will execute your purpose. You have access to infinite intelligence. We have access to infinite power. Change your story by changing your paradigm. Your goal is to take a bite out of the vision. Think outside the box, which we were just doing tonight. I love that. Use intentionally and consciously the notion for spirit, as well as the action presence of spirit to form how you lead, how you develop yourself, how you develop your organization, and take control of your life. So thanks, Sharon, for sending that over.
You're welcome.
All right, you guys, make it an awesome relationship building week out there. We'll meet you the next week, same time, same channel. Anybody who wants to volunteer to be the first to show us your presentation, just put it up on WhatsApp. And then Steve will have you week after. Peace out.
On
Peace out.
On the second.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah.
Oh, the second. Okay. Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Hey.